First of all, thanks. It's always fun to get an opportunity to talk to folks about a game we love. And I'm going to, Brian asked me to speak, this evening. And I kind of wanted to go in the direction of how and why I got into to coaching baseball. Last time we met, Coach Daniel spoke to us about his trials and so forth, and the things that he had to overcome to get where he did. Contrary to that, in my career, I've been very fortunate. I've had the opportunity to not have to jump through a lot of hoops and go over a bunch of obstacles to get to do the thing that I wanted to do, and that was to coach high school baseball. I was very fortunate to be one of those who got to live the dream. It seemed to me that I was always in the right place at the right time to progress and have my career move along. I know that there are a lot of people who have their dreams and so forth, and for whatever reason, they get sidetracked and they don't get a chance to do the thing that they really felt like they wanted to do. And again, I'm not one of those. I am very fortunate. All the coaches that are here tonight, I saw Coach Hennessy come in, Coach Schill, I know Coach Bennett will be here, has stories about why they got started in coaching. And I'm no different. I'm just representing those guys. We all got into coaching not to create these winning dynasties and have championship teams and so forth, but to develop the relationships with the young people, much like yourselves in this room. I grew up in Arlington, Virginia. Now, I want to ask some of the guys from Baseball for Life, not you veterans here, where is Arlington, Virginia? Can anybody tell me? Guys, surely one of you geography buffs, somebody knows where Arlington is.
Virginia.
Oh, I gave you the hint there. Come on, guys, a little bit more. What part of? Yes.
The Hoya table. They should know this at the Hoya table.
The Hoyas, yeah, my goodness.
Yeah, right.
Yes, please. And that's my group.
Okay. So,
Pardon me?
the coast.
The coast? Not that I remember. No. Yes, sir.
Wouldn't it be like the southern part?
Oh no. Boy, take these up. We're talking geography. I'm done with this. We're going right to geography. Yes, sir.
Right under Washington, D.C.
Now we're talking. It's the width of the Potomac River from our nation's capital, Washington, D.C. Okay? I grew up a Washington Senators fan. They're now the Washington Nationals, and there's been some hoops that they jumped to come back around. But when I grew up, they were the Washington Senators. And I was not like a lot of young men and so forth. Baseball, when I was growing up, became easy for me. It wasn't until I got to my first year of college that I came to realize just how difficult the game was, or at least for me. So it was time for me at that point to make some decisions. Playing baseball was pretty much out of the way for me. I had done my thing, and it was time to move on. But I did have a plan B. During that year, it was time for me to concentrate on preparing to do what I'd wanted to do from my earliest years, and that was to become a coach. Early in the process of becoming a coach, I wanted to try to be the type of coach that aspired to be a part of growing up process for young men. I had learned this from my father and from my summer coaches, a concept, by the way, that had escaped my high school coach. We did a little bit different. I think that you'll find, and I found in my life, that things will happen that will help solidify, kindle your desire, and keep you on track. For me, there have been three things, three such circumstances beyond my family that have had a profound effect on me and what I value. They have stayed with me throughout my career as a teacher and a coach, and I'm going to share those with you. As I mentioned, and this might be more of a challenge than I initially thought. As I mentioned, I grew up in Arlington, Virginia. Besides being the width of a river from the nation's capital, what's in Arlington? What's significant? Donovan? Arlington National Cemetery. Thank you, Donovan. And I didn't even tell him. Arlington National Cemetery. I worked at Arlington National Cemetery during my college summers, a time that coincided with the height of the Vietnam War. Watching the flags folded and presented to family members, hearing the haunting sounds of taps and the shrill, precise rifle volleys to honor the fallen would always cause me to quietly reflect upon those who had given their lives. This experience taught me to value each person's life at an early age, as well as to respect the national anthem each and every time it's played. The anthem provides us, all of us, the opportunity to show respect and appreciation for those who have chosen the life of service, a very big part in my life. The second occurrence that kept me on task to keep doing what I was doing and hopefully making a difference in young men's lives was the time when I learned of a disabling injury suffered by a fellow coach at Sun Valley High School during a routine hitting drill. One I had done countless times during my career as a coach, no differently than Coach Wright had done it. It was then that I realized, but not for the grace of God, I could have been that disabled coach. Dealing with these circumstances made me realize and appreciate I had in coaching something was truly a blessing. The third thing that kept me going during the difficult times, and there's ups and downs in coaching as you know, and possibly the most profound, was the event of losing a former player after his extremely tough battle with cancer. Becoming very close with him and his family emphasized to me the importance of putting the players' development as young people ahead of their status as players. It reinforced for me that there are no guarantees in life and to live each day to the fullest, to love and respect each person for who he is. As a result of learning of and dealing with the misfortune in Coach Wright, I felt it important for me to put down in writing who I was and what I felt was important. Guidelines for me. I encourage everybody at some point to take the time to write these things down. I'm going to share with you tonight what I have determined as guidelines for me. Not to persuade you to see life as I do, but to possibly provide a template for you and your thoughts later on. This is something that I carry with me, and I've carried with me for the last 20 years, and I'm getting ready to share it with you. I've only shared this with one other person, and he happens to be sitting in this room. I value his friendship a great deal, and we had a conversation one time that led to this. But I'm going to share it with all of you tonight. Care about others. Be kind. Don't ignore the misfortunes of others because they're not your problems. Be compassionate. Do what your heart tells you to do. Don't be saddled by the fear of failure. Believe in what you're doing. Then give it your best. I've always felt that there's, an equation that would equal this, that, or a formula for success. And I'm going to share that with you as well. It seems to me that if you can do these 5 things, you'll be successful in life. You'll be successful as a student, as a player, as a friend, anything in life. Be disciplined in what you do. Be committed to what you do. Work hard. Hold yourself accountable for your life and what goes on. And be loyal. Be loyal to those around you. I feel like if you can put those 5 things into play, men, you will be successful. And the last thing I'll share with you, and this is the kind of the motto that I live by, and again, it works for me. It may not work for you. That's how life goes. To me, every day is a good day. Some days are just better than others. Thanks, guys. Have a good evening. If there's anything I can ever do to help you, please give me a buzz. Thanks a lot. About losing, and Brian mentioned, probably for me, and it was because I was getting started. One of the most memorable seasons of my life was my first year as a coach. I was a 21-year-old guy who thought that I certainly knew my share about baseball. I couldn't play it. I displayed that. I'd proven that to myself and everyone else. But that first year when I was going to be this hotshot baseball coach, we blistered the league at 4-10. There were some moments in that 4-10 that I certainly said, gee, maybe there's other things I could do. But I will share this about that. It was a tremendously memorable season for me. It was a great season. We had the opportunity to play everybody in our league twice. Now, I'll tell you this story. I'm looking at Coach Bennett and some of the other guys, Lindsay, you guys. We played Quail Hollow. And they had a pitcher named Donnie Sherrill. Now, Donnie is, was very good at the time, and he was blowing us away. It was a no-hitter through 4 innings. They were up well into the teens, probably approaching 20. We hadn't scored. And their coach, whose son played for me on the other team, he came over between innings. He kind of quietly said, Coach, you know that after we get 10 runs ahead, we can stop. We can stop playing. I said, Coach, I do understand that. That was one of the things. I knew the 3 outs, the balls, the strikes, and so forth. I knew if you're down 10 runs, you could be. I said, Coach, we're not going to learn how to play if we get behind by 10 runs and we lead. That's not the message I want to send my guys. So we persevered. We persevered. I'm not exactly sure what the score was, but I think I'm going to be pretty close. It was something like 28, and I do believe we scored. I'll give us 2. 28-2. So that was the first time we played Quail Hollow. Now the second time they got to come to our place. We got home field advantage. Just got beat 28-2, but we got home field advantage. The same coach, Coach Dana Reed, wonderful guy. This is longer than you wanted, wasn't it? But stay with me. Coach Dana Reed comes over and says, Coach, there's another thing that you may not be aware of here. You can have your starters go in the game, and then partway through the game, you can take them out, and then later on, if things head a little bit south, you can put them back in. Well, we hadn't had that opportunity, I can assure you, but I did understand the rules. I said, Coach, I get it. He said, well, what I'm going to do is back each of my players one time, and then we're going to take them out. I said, Coach, that's fine. Hey, they're yours, these are mine. I got it. We beat them 7-6 in 8 innings that day. None of his starters came out of that game. We gave them everything we had, and you talk about a 4-10 season being a great one. That was a great one. So, Coach, I don't know if that's perseverance. That's perseverance.
Perseverance.
Whatever.
Anybody else got any questions for Coach Walton? Anything? No. This is a special moment for me, actually. I'm gonna introduce someone to you who many of you might know already. I think Ryan has come to some of the baseball games that I might have coached a few of you in, and maybe even spoken to a couple of you. Maybe Some of you actually got a chance to see Ryan pitch when he was at UNCC. He pitched for them a year ago at University of North Carolina, Charlotte. But Ryan, I've known since he was, well, he was never that big, probably that big. He was always taller than most. But I've known Ryan for over 15 years. Coached him when he was very young and watched him progress into just a tremendous baseball player and a tremendous person. For those of you who don't know, Ryan Butler was drafted last year in the 7th round by the San Diego Padres. He's a right-handed pitcher. He's now in the San Diego minor league organization and doing incredibly well. And we're all keeping our fingers crossed that he continues to progress and do well. And we hope and expect that someday he's going to be in the bigs before very long. But I asked Ryan to come speak to you guys today because if you look at Ryan, you see Ryan, oh my gosh, there's a great athlete. Everything's come easy to Ryan, right? I mean, he won a state championship when he was in high school at Audrey-Kell, got a scholarship to play college baseball, and then got drafted by the major leagues. I mean, it's a golden life. Everything's easy, hunky-dory for him. But Ryan, like everybody in life, has had to overcome a lot of things, just like we all do. And so in terms of talking about persevering and being persistent, to me, there was really nobody better that I could think about to speak to you guys about those. And so I'm excited to introduce you. But before I do that, and these are both true stories, I got to tell you my 2 favorite Ryan Butler stories. Okay, the first one, and it tells you a lot about Ryan. The first one is when I think Ryan, who played with our youngest son, Chad, I think, Ryan, you guys were 12, maybe 12 or 13. Anyways, Ryan and a couple of his friends and my son played for a team called the Mud Dogs, and we were good. We were good. We were a really good team. And so we were going to the AAU National Championships in Myrtle Beach, and we were all that. We were so good. And we had this stud pitcher called Ryan Butler who was pitching for us, and we were going to be all that at the National Championships in Myrtle Beach. Well, we got there, and we got put on this college field, Coastal Carolina. Beautiful field. And we were all that. We were going to tear it up, and we were on this huge field. And, we were 12, they were 12, 13 years old, and we're talking, college diameter field. We're talking 330 down the line. This is a real deal. We got Ryan Butler pitching for us. So we take the field, the opposing, we're a home team, so Ryan takes the field, a couple warm-up pitches, we're ready to go. First pitch, first batter he faces. Kid hits a shot, literally, our left fielder, it might have been Alex Bartolomeo, I'm not sure, he's like this. He didn't move. The ball went over his head, home run, it was probably 360. That kid just crushed it. I mean, first pitch of the game. And so our team was like, oh no. Parents were like, oh no, oh my God, I can't believe it. Everybody's like freaking out. We're going to get killed, we're going to get killed. The only person who didn't freak out was Ryan Butler. It was like, well, whatever. Got back on the mound, didn't let up another run the whole game. We ended up losing 1-0. Still, we couldn't hit their pitcher. But, I mean, it didn't faze him at all. Second, this is an even better story. Second story had nothing to do with baseball. Ryan was a senior in high school. It was before his senior year at Audrey-Kell playing baseball. This was during the winter. Ryan and a few of his friends and my son put a little rec team, basketball team together. And they asked Ryan's dad and myself to coach, which basically means we showed up and kept everybody organized. Anyways, it was a rec team, rec organization. In rec ball, no dunking. No dunking, okay? You dunk, that's a technical foul. This is rec ball, okay? No dunking. No problem, no problem. You know, for 99% of the kids out there, it's not an issue. No one's going to be dunking the ball anyways. For Ryan Butler, it was an issue. Let's see. After 4 games, I think Ryan had 4 technical fouls for dunking the basketball. And, you know, he liked to dunk the basketball. It was kind of fun. We weren't going to say anything. But after the 4th time, the league director, after the 4th game, came down and said, Walton, Coach Walton. He chased me down after the game, got in my face, and so I'm sitting here, and the league director is in my face saying, listen, that Butler, you've got to stop him. No more dunking, no more dunking. Swear to God, this is true. So he's shouting at me in my face. The kids are goofing around in the background. In the background, as he's shouting in my face, I see Ryan Butler dribbling down the court with a basketball, takes off, you know, not at the free throw line, but, you know, halfway out, boom, dunks the ball, just goofing around as the guy is shouting in my face. And I just had to laugh because, you know, that was Ryan Butler. He was just having a good time. So, anyways, let me introduce to you Ryan Butler. Awesome friend, awesome young man. And I could think of nobody better to speak to you guys about hanging in there, perseverance, and persistence. So.
Guys, how's it going? I'm glad to be here with y'all tonight. Yeah, we had a great childhood growing up. Mr. Walton was an awesome coach growing up. I played here with these guys. These are all my buddies. And yeah, I can't complain about that childhood. It went pretty easy. Just like Coach Walton said, growing up, baseball wasn't very tough for us. We just loved playing it, so practicing wasn't a big deal. And baseball just kind of came easy. I got to high school. I think you guys have all probably heard of Art Jekyll. We got a pretty good program. Coach Bagwell, he was a great coach. Once again, we just won all the time. Ended up winning a state championship my junior year and got a scholarship to Marshall University. I was more excited than anyone could ever imagine. I was getting a chance to play college sports. Well, from there on, things changed. My life became a roller coaster, you could say. It sounds like it might have been easy. I ended up getting drafted, but there was a lot of things that happened in between then. I got to Marshall, and guys, I'm telling you, it's a different world going to college. It just is. I got there, and I decided that I wasn't going to be committed to my baseball team, and I was going to go do the things that you probably shouldn't do. I stopped going to class. I was showing up to practice late. I was going out, partying with everyone, which happens in college, guys, it does. But when you sign into a college team, you make a commitment to them. It's pretty much a job. You decide that moment when you sign that you weren't going to do the partying like other college students did. You weren't going to do all that kind of stuff. Well, I forego that, and throughout the season, things just started getting more and more rough for me. I was getting in trouble every week, and I couldn't make an adjustment, guys. I just couldn't. I was having a rough time. By the end of that season, guys, before the season even ended, I should say, I got the boot. They said, nah, you can't come back. You're not allowed to play here anymore. My scholarship was removed, and I had to find a new place to go to college. And you guys don't understand what that feeling's like. I went from being so successful my whole life to now, I don't even know if I'm going to play my sport again. I had no idea if I was going to get another opportunity. There's a difference between transferring from a college and being removed from a college. Coaches don't look at it the same way. You guys know what the word equity means? Does everyone here know what equity means? It's pretty much trust. It's trust. When you're warming up for a game, your coach has trust for you to go out there and pitch. He has trust in you that you're going to make that pitch. But when you lose equity off the field, you lose it on the field too. Because that coach knows, man, was he working? Did he do his homework today? I have no idea. And that's what I had. I lost all equity. Lost it all. That summer, going from my school, when I got kicked out, that summer, I had to take 18 summer hours. If you guys don't know what that means, I never took 15 in a real college semester. I took 12. 18 during the summer when all my friends are hanging out and stuff. It is ridiculously hard. It's ridiculous. I I had to take 18 summer hours just to get an opportunity maybe to get into a junior college. Maybe. They still had to want me to come there. I got the opportunity, luckily. I got the hours done. I won't ever forget the moment sitting at the beach house with Mr. Walton taking my microeconomics test. Guys, I had to get a 95 or better just to get into this junior college. Microeconomics. I know absolutely nothing about microeconomics. I was trying my hardest though. I studied for hours. The beach trip wasn't the same this year. Everyone was out having fun, playing pool volleyball. I was in my room studying for a microeconomics test. That test came around. Obviously, I needed a little bit of help, guys. I did. But you guys are here to help each other. Mr. Walton helped me out a little bit. Didn't give me any answers, but he was trying to help me through this. Guys, I got a 95 on that test. Exactly the number I needed. 95 to get into this junior college. One of the best moments of my entire life. I have never been so happy to get a good grade on a test. I get into a junior college in Florida. It's called Northwest Florida State. Now, I was so excited because we're going to Destin, Florida. That's where my school was. I don't know if you guys know where Destin is. Clear waters, white sand. I did not go to Destin, Florida, let's put it that way. I went to a junior college where you'll have this, guys, but I had dictators as coaches. I mean, that happens, and you got to get over it. You just have to, because that's your coach. Every day, 7 a.m. breakfast. Did not get back to my room until 9:30 at night after my study hall sessions. Every single day, Monday through Sunday. It didn't matter. What weekends, everything. Monday through Sunday. This year was very difficult. 7-hour practices. It was blazing hot. Coaches, no one was a very big fan of, but it's okay. You got to get through that. Finally figuring my way out through this season. I'm trying to get equity through these coaches the whole time, trying to earn their trust. Because they know I got kicked out of my first school. I had to tell them that. So I'm trying to earn their trust the entire season. And it's tough, guys. They know you just got kicked out, so their eyes on you. They want to watch you the whole time. And man, they were watching me like a hawk. I have an 11 o'clock curfew every day. They'd be knocking on my door at 1 a.m. to make sure I wasn't sneaking out. I mean, that's the stuff that was going on. 1 a.m., had to be up at 7 in the morning. That happened to me every day. It was rough. But hey, those are the things that happen when you mess up. I messed up my first year, so they didn't really do that to everyone else, but they were doing it to me. That happened. So I'm finally getting my equity back. I think it's about April. Beginning of April, I'm starting to pitch now. Because at first, they weren't really pitching me either. They didn't know if they had trust in me. They finally start pitching me. I'm getting to pitch. I get the biggest start to this day of my college career. It's called Chipola Junior College. You guys may have heard of it. Well, at the time, they were ranked #1 in the country for junior colleges. Now I get the start. They're giving it to me. Man, I'm pumped. My mom, I actually won't forget, my mom is actually driving from North Carolina to Florida for this game. She's making it all the way. Well, the 4th inning comes around. I throw a fastball to I won't ever forget the at-bat. I throw a fastball to their 2-hole hitter. Kid transferred from Georgia Tech the year before. So I know he's a good hitter, so I gotta be smart here. Fastball. I thought I threw a great pitch. It's up and away. I thought it was a strike down the middle. You know, sometimes when you're pitching, you just feel it, and you're like, that's a strike. As soon as you throw it, well, I thought that, and it's up and away, not a good pitch. I said, dang, what the heck? I remember the catcher going, hey man, throw it. So I guess it was slower. I get back up on the mound, I step up, about to toe the road for my next pitch, and all of a sudden I'm just like, feels weird. I don't know what that is. Felt something inside my arm, but down here in this area, I don't know what that is. Step back up, like, all right, let's go. Throw the next pitch, and now I was like, man, that kind of hurt a little bit. What was that? And I've never been hurt in my life. Never sprained an ankle, except I broke my nose on that 12-year-old team. I got pegged in the face. That's my only injury. You guys, you got to turn your head. I didn't do it. So I didn't know what it was like to get hurt. I didn't know. So I'm like, all right, whatever just happened, it just popped back into place. I'm good. Man, when I towed the road for that 3rd pitch, as soon as I dropped my hand to throw the ball, I was like, oh my God. I just tossed it, probably 40-mile-an-hour fastball, lobbed up in the air. I remember the kid just looking at it. Okay. And it hit him right in the back, just took his base. And coach, you gotta come get me. Guys, I ended up tearing my UCL, which is Tommy John. I had Tommy John surgery. Luckily for me, I got to be close enough to where Dr. James Andrews was down the road. I don't know if you guys know who that is, but he did Steven Strasburg's injury, Adrian Peterson's knee, RG3's knee, Drew Brees' shoulder. He's a world-renowned surgeon. All professional athletes pretty much choose him. They just pick him. Well, luckily, I was 45 minutes away from his office, and he was the closest surgeon. He just happened to be the closest guy. And I was able to go to Dr. Andrews to get my surgery done. But the one thing I didn't know is if I was going to play again. I was seeing that light at the end of the tunnel, guys, for my baseball career. You didn't know at junior college, after your sophomore year, you got to eventually transfer to another school. It's only a 2-year school. Well, it was at the end of my sophomore year. I had no offers. I thought I had a chance to get drafted, but now I got hurt. So what team wants to take a chance on a kid that's hurt and already has messed up at one school? Not many. So it didn't happen for me. I didn't know what I was going to do. So I went home to Charlotte. I came back home. And I had to make a decision, guys. I said, do I want to keep chasing the dream? Do I want to play the sport that I love? And of course I did. No one would say no to that. And I decided to go after it. I went to rehab, thanks to Alan Tyson, who's also, I believe, a member for Baseball for Life. Thanks to him, I worked with him every day. Started working 2 jobs. I'd never had a job before. And now I'm working 2. So I started working 2 jobs. I take a couple classes at CP so I can maybe eventually get into another college. You need to get your associate's degree to transfer. So I went to CPCC, started taking a few classes to get my associate's degree. And I started training my arm, which is a 12 to 18 month recovery, if you guys don't know. And I started training my arm for 12 months just to maybe get the chance to play college baseball again. Guys, it was tough. I won't ever forget sitting in there, your arm's stuck like this. That's what your arm's like when you get out of the sling. And I remember them taking it out, moving it like this, which hurt. And then the trainer's looking around the room going, hey, who wants to hear Ryan scream? Oh yeah, because they got to start bending it this way. And I remember them going that. People just be like, yeah, let's hear him scream. Are you kidding me? So yeah, I screamed. They're pulling on it, and that was 4 months. 4 months of that. Man, that was a terrible 4 months. You know, you have to get that range of motion back. And that's what I went through. I finally started getting back on the mound at 13 months. It was over a year before I could even pitch again. I get on the mound, and I don't know what happened, guys. I think it might have just been how hard I was working, because, man, I was working hard. Extremely hard. Never worked this hard before in my life, probably, at anything. I was working extremely hard. I don't know if it was that, or how well Dr. Andrews did on my surgery. But I'm going to go with the hard work. That's what I'm going to think. Because my first time on the mound, I touched 96 miles an hour. And I had never been even over 93 in my entire life. I got to 93 when I was my sophomore year. But my very first time on the mound, very first time, I touched 96 miles an hour. And you can't imagine the amount of joy that went through my heart. You can't imagine. I never thought I was going to be able to play again. When that happened, I said, I got a chance. I got a real chance. What I didn't know was around the corner, I don't know if anyone's been to Showcase Baseball Academy. Jake Robbins hosts that place. He's a great guy. If so, give him a shot. Go try out there. But there's a wall where the bullpen is. And you can't see around the wall, but it's just a bullpen room. What I didn't know is that UNC Charlotte and the New York Yankees were standing there watching me throw. I had no idea. No idea. Didn't tell me. No one told me. When my bullpen was over, they snuck out the door before I could even see them. I had no idea. UNC Charlotte calls me and they offer me a walk-on spot. I was like, wow. I couldn't believe it was happening, guys. They called me. I couldn't believe it. I didn't even know they knew I was coming back from injury, but they were there. They gave me a walk-on spot. A week later, I get a call from the New York Yankees. New York Yankees, guys. I didn't know if I was going to play sports again. The Yankees are calling me. I ended up getting drafted by the New York Yankees that year. I got drafted, and when that happened, UNC Charlotte gave me a full ride. Guys, that's the biggest turn of events that I could even imagine for myself. I end up saying no to the New York Yankees. I say no to them, which a lot of people remember. I took about 4 weeks to decide on this. Every single day, that's all I could think about. The Yankees just drafted. All teams, the Yankees, just drafted me, and I'm coming off injury. Wasn't even playing. I was just working 2 jobs, going to school at CP. They drafted me off the bullpen. I couldn't believe it, guys. I really could not believe it. This was happening. I said no. Still this day, don't know how I did this. But I decided to go to UNC Charlotte. One, I needed to get closer to my degree, which is extremely important, especially nowadays, maybe not back in the day, but now you almost need a master's degree. But you need your degree. So I wanted to get one step closer. One more year, I needed it. I ended up going to UNC Charlotte. I started training with Coach Hall, Coach Hibbs. I can't even tell you how much respect I have for those guys for giving me the opportunity. I get there, and they say, hey, you're going to be our Friday night guy, which if you guys don't know, that's the #1 pitcher for the team. And I can't explain how happy I am with that. So I start playing. I start getting calls from every team. Now I'm touching 97. I touched 100 miles an hour one time that season. And I start getting calls from everyone. And it was amazing to me. I get drafted at the end of that year by the San Diego Padres in the 7th round. And I immediately say yes. Obviously, this is my opportunity. This is my chance. This past year, I was with the Padres. I was in the minor league system. It was an amazing experience. But let me tell you this: they expect you to work hard now. They don't say, "Hey, you're not doing your lifting today. Hey, you're doing your throwing today. You're gonna go do your running today." They don't tell you no more like college coaches and high school coaches. They don't tell you. If you don't do it, see you later. You go home. They don't care no more. Now it's up to you. You gotta develop that work ethic young, which I did not. It just came easy for me. I just wanted to play. Just like a few of us. I just wanted to play. I didn't work hard. I just went out there and played. Which was fun. It was a lot of fun. But think about how much more fun it could have been if I would have gotten what if you get drafted out of high school because you work hard? Then they got paid for your college to go back. They got paid for it. You get the opportunity to go play baseball your whole entire life. My one thing, work hard, guys. And hey, life's not easy. But if you persevere and you work hard at it, everything's going to come your way, hopefully. Thank you, guys.
Ryan, what would you say was so when you kind of, I don't know, at the low of lows, what would you say was kind of the 1 or 2 things that really kept you going, kept you focused?
100% my family and friends, honestly. If it wasn't for them, guys, one thing I do have, and it's never changed, is I've had an unbelievable core group of people in my life. I've got an amazing group of friends. My family's always been there for me. And honestly, my family thought I was crazy if I would have given up. They would have thought I was crazy because I know they were going to push me. My friends would have slapped me in the face. They would have slapped me if I would have quit. So, having those people around, having good group people in your life is amazing. So make sure you keep those guys around. If you got people in your life that you love and you care for, keep them around because they're going to always care for you.
Ryan, I want you to keep moving forward on that. It's impressive that you've got your support system, not only with your mom here, but also your friends, and how important that is. What we're trying to, we're creating with this environment here, and explain what that's about how it means to be able to be
coming today. Cameron called me today, was like, hey, what time do I got to be there? I was like, beware. Because I thought, honestly, I have a going away party tonight. We're all going to a buddy's house, and so I leave on Tuesday for spring training. I ship out to Arizona. But he called me now, I was like, yeah, probably 9 o'clock. Allison's having people over her place for me to leave. He's like, no, the dinner. I was like, you guys are coming to dinner? He's like, yeah, we got a group of us coming to dinner. Wow, I didn't even know. I mean, guys, you just do things for your friends and family. Do it without them even asking. That's because they're important to you, not because you want them. They're important to you. That's extremely important, guys. I can't even explain what family and friends really means to people. Hey, there's people out there that they come out of the woodworks, they don't mean as much to you. But these guys have stuck around me my entire life. Even when I was in my lows, they were there to pick me up. Ms. McQueen?
I just want to say one thing about Ryan. As you continue in this journey of baseball, don't ever forget to say thank you. Look at the people around you. Look at your neighbors. Look at your teachers. Look at your coaches and your friends. One thing about Ryan Butler is he's always been grateful, and he's always expressed gratitude for every single thing that's been done. That's a wonderful quality.
Any other questions, guys? Open game.
Hey, ask me anything about baseball, anything. What's up, man?
What was going through your mind as you were in CPCC when you were trying to get your when you were trying to get your degree?
Anything, man. My mind was jumbled. I had no idea what was going to go on. I just knew that if I kept working at it, if I got my degree, that was the first step. Yeah, working on my arm was one of the most important things in my life to me. But getting that associate's degree, finishing up there, getting good grades there, meant that I got an opportunity to go to another school. If I didn't do good there, it wouldn't have mattered how good my arm would have been. I wouldn't have been able to go play anywhere because my grades weren't going to be good enough. So while that was going on, that was my first thing, make sure I got grades. Second was really, let's get this thing cranking. Because if I was lazy, think about this, guys. You're on the mound, you're in the box, you're hitting, doing something, you're in the outfield. I think Alex right here, is the one that told me this the other day, and it stuck in my head. Like, when you're up on the mound, don't be like, I wish I would have done that sprint that time. I wish I would have done that extra rep. Don't be thinking about it then. Just know that you already did it. Don't be thinking about it then, because, man, you're not prepared now. Because, yeah, maybe one time you do that. But that one time now, oh man, last time I was able to do just one less. I could do one less this time too. Always get through it, guys. It's a huge deal. That conditioning stuff, yeah, it's annoying. No one really likes doing it. But it's not all about being in shape. It's become mentally tough. If you're able to get through that conditioning, you're able to get through that tough math class, you're mentally stronger now. It's hard to do some things, but life's hard. Life's not easy. It's not just going to come to you, and I found that out the hard way. I don't want anyone to go through my path. My path was the roughest thing I've been through. That 3 years was terrible, man. I hope your path's going the way mine was in high school, but if you keep working hard, it's going to go that way through college and hopefully to a professional level. But hey, just know that work ethic is the most vital thing when it comes to life, in my opinion. No boss of a company wants a guy strolling into work right on time and leaving right when the shift's over. He doesn't want that. That means you're getting what you need to be done. Get extra. Do more. Why not? Don't you want him to see that? There's people seeing everything. They see everything. If you leave work at 5:30 but you're supposed to leave at 5, your boss is going to notice that. You leave the field 30 minutes later because you wanted to go get some more band work or maybe go get a lift in, your coaches are going to see that. I mean, that stuff's important. What people see is reality. Perception's reality. It really is, guys. That's what it is. They see everything. I promise. You're leaving early. You're getting there late. Hey, man, if a college coach sees you coming in late to something, you're off the list. Doesn't matter how good you were. You're off the list because, hey, is he going to come late to my college practices? I don't know. I'm not going to risk it. That stuff's big, man. Work ethic is enormous, man. It's enormous. What's up, man? Oh, yeah. You want to see it? No? Yeah, guys, I'll show it to you. Hold up. Let me get to it first. This thing's rough. Looks like I got bit by a shark.
Oh, like you're scratching itches.
Oh, yeah. Ooh. I still got, that's not going anywhere the rest of my life.
I got cleated last year. My chest.
Yeah?
Good.
Dude. Awesome. Anything else, guys?
So Ryan, okay,
I was gonna say, like, what was your biggest fear heading back to Charlotte?
If I was ever going to play again, man. If I was ever going to get into another college. I was coming home with nothing. It almost felt like I just left high school and didn't do anything. I was coming home, I had to get 2 jobs. It's like, what am I doing? Like, I'm used to just working on baseball. Working on baseball, that was my job. Let's play baseball. And now I'm like, I'm in reality now. I thought I might have to join reality and go to the real world at an age I didn't want to do it at. So that was huge. I was terrified. I didn't know if I was going to play, and I knew it was going to be a long journey to get where I wanted. But hey, when you work hard at things, hey, like I can say, I thought it was over for me, and now it's just starting. What's up, man?
I know you got a lot of encouragement, but did you ever receive some criticism? And if you did, how did you take it?
Man, I had a lot of criticism. Man, I was embarrassed. I was embarrassed. When I went to college, people didn't expect me to be the one to get kicked out of school. They knew I wanted to play baseball. Coming home to that, it was embarrassing talking to my friends. I didn't want to even talk to them because they had the ability to say something to me like, what are you doing? Like, I didn't want that. Like, I want them to be like, dude, good job on your season, man. You had a great season. Or look forward to next year. But they were like, dude, you might not play again. Criticism from your own family and friends, which is constructive. They were never trying to beat me down. But criticism from them is rough. You don't want to hear that. Like, those are the things that you're like, dang, I'm letting down people. When you're letting someone down, that's the worst fear. That's a fear too, man. That's a huge fear of mine, letting my friends and family down. And I never want to do that again.
A lot of the guys in this room have tryouts this week for middle school baseball. One piece of advice that maybe you could give them, since they only have 2 or 3 days to kind of show their skills.
Absolutely. One, be on time. Make sure you're on time. If not, actually, not the on time thing, be early. I used to be late to everything, and it showed, man. It did. One thing I always regret is not being early. 15, 20 minutes, and it's going to be a lot earlier than that when you get to pro ball. We have games at 7 o'clock, and I'm there at 1 p.m. 7 o'clock games are 6 hours early. What's 30 minutes being early? Be there early. Be ready. When it's go time, be ready to go. Another thing, hustle. People see hustle. You can tell. You're sprinting around everywhere. You're running around. You're taking off everywhere. Like they say outfield drills, and you're in the dugout, take off to the outfield. Make sure you don't, one thing I do say, make sure that you don't show up any players, but tell them to hustle. Let's make them hustle too. Don't take off and be the only one in the outfield, because that just that's showing up your teammate. But when you get out there, hey, come on, let's go. Let's get to the outfield. Come on. You got to get to third base. Come on, let's go to third base. Come on. But hustle. Be a leader. That's huge. If you can be a leader at this age, they see that. You can be a leader at a young age. Man, I can't even explain to you. I wish I was able to do that. If you can get your peers to listen to you, those are the hardest people to get to listen to, your friends. I think we all know that. These guys don't listen to me for anything. But hey, hustle and hard work, man. Be on time, don't be tardy. Those are huge. Remember that. Through your life, not just right now in middle school. When, say, baseball ends for you, for your work career, you want to get your work done. Don't procrastinate. Get it done now when you're supposed to. Just like on a baseball field. Get to where you're supposed to be, hustle. Hey, that stuff, people will notice. People notice, I promise.
Ryan, thank you.